The evening in the small town diner had started like any other. The air carried the comforting smell of fresh coffee, grilled sandwiches, and warm apple pie. The golden glow of fairy lights strung across the windows gave the place a welcoming charm, especially against the cool autumn night. Yet, within minutes, everything changed. What was supposed to be an ordinary evening became a story of heartbreak, choices, and ultimately, kindness. Amelia, a hard-working single mother, was busy wiping down a table after her last customer left. Her daughter, Lily, a bright-eyed 6-year-old, sat quietly in the corner, coloring in a book. The diner was their second home, a place where Amelia worked long shifts to keep food on the table and hope alive in their hearts. Lily was used to the clatter of dishes and the hum of the coffee machine, and she would often spend evenings there until it was time to go home. But on this particular night, a man in a tailored suit stepped inside. He looked out of place among the wooden chairs and simple checkered tablecloths. His polished shoes clicked against the floor as he walked in with a quiet confidence, but there was something heavy in his eyes, something that hinted at a deeper story. His name was Daniel, a lawyer from the city. Though Amelia didn't know him yet, this man was about to change her life. The door opened again, and this time, 3 police officers entered. Their presence filled the small space with tension. Amelia froze, cloth still in hand, while Lily stopped coloring and looked up curiously. Customers rarely saw police in this quiet town diner, and when they did, it was usually just for a cup of coffee. Tonight was different. The officers scanned the room, then one of them stepped forward. Amelia Carter? He asked, his voice steady. Amelia's heart skipped. Yes, I'm Amelia, she replied, her voice uncertain. The officer's tone softened. We need to speak with you about some outstanding matters. Lily slid off her chair and walked to her mother's side, sensing her unease. Amelia knelt down, clutching her daughter's hand. It's okay, sweetheart, she whispered, though her own voice trembled. Daniel, who had been quietly watching, now stepped forward. He adjusted his suit and spoke with calm authority. Officers, before you proceed, I'd like a moment with her. The police exchanged glances. Clearly, this man wasn't just another diner customer. They gave a slight nod, allowing him to sit with Amelia. Amelia looked at him, confused and wary. Who are you? She asked. He sat across from her, his gaze steady yet compassionate. My name is Daniel. I was asked to come here tonight because of your situation. I know this is frightening, but I want you to understand, you are not alone. Her eyes brimmed with tears as she clutched Lily closer. Not alone. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what it's like to fight every single day just to keep a roof over your child's head. And now the police, she broke off, her voice shaking. Daniel leaned forward, gently taking her hands in his. I may not know all of your struggles, but I do know kindness. And sometimes, kindness comes from unexpected places. Tonight, it comes from me. The officers stood nearby, waiting. Lily, though young, could feel the weight of the moment. She looked between her mother and Daniel, her small eyes wide with worry. The world felt so much bigger than she could understand, yet even she could sense the kindness radiating from the man in the suit. Daniel spoke again, his tone softer. Amelia, you've worked hard to raise your daughter. You've done everything you can with the little you have. The truth is, someone saw that struggle and reached out for help. That's why I'm here. I represent people who believe in second chances, in lifting others up when life tries to push them down. Tonight, I'm here to offer you a way forward. Her lips trembled. Why me? Why now? Because kindness has a way of finding those who need it most, he replied simply. The police officer stepped closer. Sir, we do need to resolve this matter. Daniel raised a hand calmly. And we will. But I assure you, justice and compassion can walk hand in hand. He turned back to Amelia. There are some unpaid debts, some paperwork that wasn't filed. It could have gone badly. But I intervened before it escalated further. You won't be taken away tonight. Amelia gasped, covering her mouth with her hand. Tears spilled freely now, not just of fear, but of relief. She clutched Lily to her chest. Thank you, oh God, thank you. Daniel smiled softly. Don't thank me. Thank the power of kindness that brought us here. But Amelia, you need to promise me something. Promise me you'll keep going, keep fighting, and accept help when it comes. You don't have to carry this weight alone anymore. Lily, who had been silent, finally spoke. Her small voice was filled with innocence and clarity. Mister, are you an angel? The room fell quiet. Even the officers shifted uncomfortably, touched by the child's question. Daniel chuckled lightly, though his eyes grew moist. No, sweetheart. I'm just a man. But sometimes, people get the chance to do something good. Tonight, I got that chance. He stood, turning to the officers. Gentlemen, thank you for your patience. This situation is under control. I'll personally see to it that everything is resolved legally. You have my word. The lead officer studied him for a moment, then nodded. Very well. We'll hold off further action. But make sure she gets the help she needs. With that, the officers left, their presence lingering like a shadow that slowly lifted from the room. Amelia wiped her tears, still trembling. I don't understand why you're helping me. You don't even know me. Daniel looked at her with a sincerity that couldn't be faked. Because I see a mother who loves her daughter enough to work herself to exhaustion. Because I see a child who deserves to grow up believing the world can be kind. And because sometimes, doing the right thing means stepping into a stranger's story and choosing to make it better. Amelia whispered, You don't know what this means to me. Yes, Daniel said, standing tall. I think I do. That night marked the beginning of a new chapter for Amelia and Lily, not one of instant perfection, but of hope. Daniel helped Amelia find legal support, connected her with community programs, and even visited the diner regularly, not as a savior, but as a friend. His kindness became a thread that wove new strength into their lives. Months later, Amelia's diner was thriving again. The fairy lights still twinkled in the windows, but now the air felt lighter, filled with laughter and warmth. Lily would sometimes sit with Daniel, showing him her latest drawings, and Amelia would smile from behind the counter, her heart no longer weighed down by despair. Kindness had come to them when they needed it most, and it stayed. The story of that night, the crying mother, the worried child, the man who chose compassion, spread quietly through the town. People began to see Amelia not as someone struggling, but as someone inspiring. Customers supported her more than ever. Neighbors checked in. And Daniel, though he could have walked away after fulfilling his duty, remained a steady presence in their lives. It was proof that sometimes, kindness is not just a fleeting gesture. It is a promise that even in the darkest moments, there are hands willing to hold yours, hearts willing to listen, and souls willing to help carry the weight. And so, Amelia learned to accept kindness, Lily grew up believing in its power, and Daniel continued to live by the principle that had guided him that night, that one act of compassion can change the course of a life. Because in the end, kindness is not about grand gestures or heroic deeds. It is about showing up when it matters most, about seeing someone's pain and choosing to make it lighter. It is about being human in the truest sense. That small town diner would forever carry the memory of the night kindness walked through its doors, not as a miracle, but as a choice. And that choice changed everything.